The capsizing of a migrant boat off Jinack Island on New Year's Eve has once again highlighted the dangers of irregular migration through Gambian waters, with those instead, many missing and hundreds of survivors in need of care. Authorities are calling for urgent legal reforms and stronger enforcement to prevent future tragedies. Speaking on the urgent need for legal reform, Immigration Commissioner Binta Barrow said that the absence of a law criminalizing migrant smuggling has left government authorities powerless to prosecute organizers.
Gambia is on increase and is alarming. Then, of course, we have challenges, but right now, when it comes to irregular migration and COVID irregular migration, our number one most important challenge is the lack of the relevant law to prosecute the smugglers. Because we know that this area of, I can call it a business now, is very lucrative, more than drugs now. Because if we are able to mobilize 300 migrants, each paying $50,000, already you are a millionaire. And then your expenditure that you spend on the boat, engines and then fuel, will cost you more than 1.5 million. So every other individual is into this, including Gambians being accomplished to it. But from our statistics from January to date, it has shown that most of the organizers are non-Gambians, mostly Senegalese, because Senegal have a law in place that criminalizes smuggling of migrants. And Gambia is yet to have this. And this is known to the sub-Saharan Africans. And that every other sub-Saharan African, including mostly West Africans, are using Gambia as a hope.
Mamadou Cissé of the National Disaster Management Agency provided an update on rescue and recovery efforts, highlighting the scale of the tragedy and ongoing challenges along the coastline.
We went as far as that place with support from the Gambia Navy, Gambia Maritime Administration, and then the Gambia Red Cross Society were together in this operation, including fire service as well. But basically, that's the map of Jinack. As you can see, Jinack falls within the North Bank region, as the governor rightly mentioned. Is considered presently as a hub for migrants because a visit was made there, and we understand that still some suspected migrants are within the community. So you can all see is in North Bank region, basically where the incident happened, just up down there. The incident actually happened on the 31st of December. According to reports, it's around midnight. A boat or migrant boat carrying an estimated number of 235 got capsized off the coast of Jinack village after reportedly grounding on a sandbank. We went up to that place, attempting to irregular migration journey. Basically, like I said, they were trying to go, and then their vessel or the boat actually get stuck in a sandbank, and then that led to the tragic incident. The incident happened, like I said, over midnight under adverse weather condition.
Dr. Musa Cham from the Edwards Francis Moore Teaching Hospital described the critical strain the hospital faced, treating survivors and handling casualties, including children and pregnant women.
So we received the information on the first, as there is a migrant boat that capsized involving 69 migrants. That's the first information that we got. This was on a holiday, and given most of us were on off duties, we have reported to the hospital where we are involved in the management of these patients. So overall, during the course of these operations, 43 patients were actually received from the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Among them, 23 of them were males, and females were 21. Among the females, 2 of them were pregnant women, and then one of the male was a child of 2 years old. Gambians among them were 23 Gambians, and the non-Gambians were 20, and this involved other nationalities, as said earlier. So the medical conditions, so over these 43, 70 of them were actually critical patients that actually needed intensive medical care. The other 24 sustained just minor bruises or body ache and just exhaustion from before they were rescued. So among the most critical ones, we had 2 patients that required intensive care unit admissions that needed oxygen, but however, they recovered within 6 hours. Among them also 1 patient that also sustained thermal burns, but they are all currently stable as well. And one of the child that was admitted was a 2-year-old child that was had aspirated and needed intensive care unit.
Lieutenant Commander Alhaji Williams, representing the Gambian Navy, provided an update on the ongoing recovery operations following the Jinack boat tragedy.
As we are everywhere, due to they are everywhere, and it is very important, before getting engaged, or getting in contact with those dead bodies, those medical personnel supposed to be present to make sure that, they clear the body safe before, people can get in contact, with them. We've despite a lot of our assets right now. Logistics, is becoming, an issue, especially when it comes to diesel. For petrol, we've been, apprehending a lot of, these migrant boats for the past, 3 months.
As authorities continue to manage the aftermath of the Jinack tragedy, calls for stricter laws against migrant smuggling, improved hospital preparedness, and better coordination among rescue agencies are growing louder. Families of missing migrants wait anxiously for news, while survivors face the long road to recovery. Gambian officials warn that without urgent reforms, such tragedies are likely to repeat.